Now, after this week, we saw not only NEO breaking their monthly delivery records, but also their weekly NEO insurance registrations. The big question that's on people's mind right now is that if whether NEO will continue with the momentum of course, breaking their weekly delivery records, which we all know it will lead into them getting a new monthly delivery record for the month of August. As you know that in July, finally we saw them delivering over 20,000 vehicles. And on the very same day where we saw the monthly deliveries is the same day we saw their NEV insurance registrations of around 5,400, which was obviously the record breaking when you look at the NEV insurance registrations that we got on a weekly basis every Tuesday. So this coming Tuesday, like I said, the big question that so many of the NEO investors are asking is if whether NEO will continue, of course, seeing the good momentum that they've been seeing in the NEV insurance registrations. But of course, before we dig deeper into this video, you already know that this video is just an entertainment video and not a professional financial advice video. Now, we appreciate if you can just hit the likes button if you are to enjoy the content that I'll be giving you about NEO, or about if NEO will, of course, see their new weekly delivery record once again this upcoming week. I'm hopeful, but obviously I will tell you why I'm very hopeful going into this coming week. I know NEO, or this week they passed, or we saw the share price passing that $16 mark and coming back and closing below $15, of which these NEV insurance registrations that are coming on Tuesday, I believe that they are the one that can keep the momentum if NEO delivers once again at least over 5,000 deliveries. So hit that like button if you are to enjoy this content. Otherwise, if you have not subscribed, like I said, hit that subscribe button, because on this channel, NEO is one of the stocks that I discuss a lot about, because personally I'm heavily invested onto this stock. I own over 1,750 shares. In fact, I think it's exactly 1,751 shares of this NEO stock, and my average it's around $23.65. So my average is still very high from where NEO is currently trading at, and I believe that if we get to see a record, then we might see NEO continue surging towards the $23 mark, which will be close, or which will be around my average, which will make me to break even. Now, without wasting any more of your time, ladies and gents, the reason why I think we might see NEO reporting over 5,000 NEV insurance registration this coming week, it's obviously because of what we saw on the monthly deliveries. Because you will know that from the NEV insurance registrations for the period which ended last week Saturday, it had indicated that NEO for that week they sold 5,400, which when you add of course the total cumulative from the first to obviously last week Saturday, NEO had delivered or had sold roughly around 18,100. And now to check that when it comes to the deliveries on Tuesday, NEO reported over 20,400, makes us, of course, to see that on Monday, or this past week Monday, NEO was able to deliver so many vehicles, which is why I think it is the only possible reason why we saw them, of course, getting over 20,000, because as I've said, last week Saturday they were at 18,100, and on Tuesday we saw them, of course, over 20,000. So this is something that obviously it's making me to be excited. I know that one of the NEO's executives said that those NEV insurance registrations don't really reflect, of course, the accurate or the exact number, but from what we have seen is that they are very close, or they are plus minus closer to what we get to see on a monthly basis coming out from NEO, which is why I am saying, or I'm sort of like strong to say, on Monday NEO delivered so many vehicles, which personally I think that they'd never delivered on a day, which is why we saw them, of course, reporting over 20,000 vehicles for the month of course, July, counting in the last day of July, which was this past week Monday. So I believe that due to the fact that this Monday NEO delivered so many vehicles, then chances are we are going to see, of course, NEO either breaking the weekly NEV insurance registrations, or at least reporting over 5,000 NEV insurance registration number, which will be so good. And according to me, any number that's over 5,000 will revive the NEO stock. So I'm very excited going into obviously this coming week Tuesday, because ladies and gents, we are going to see, or chances are very high that we'll see NEO reporting over 5,000 NEV insurance registration. This will fuel, or this might fuel, of course, the rally onto the NEO stock, because ladies and gents, it will mean that chances are high now that for this month, of course, of August, we might see NEO easily thrashing those 20,000 or over those 20,400 vehicles they delivered for the month of July. This is something that is making me to be excited, and it is the one thing that is making even analysts to say that within the next 15 days we might see NEO, of course, share price continue rallying or continue surging, which is something that obviously it is making me as the new investor to be really excited. So yes, this coming week Tuesday, I still believe that NEO will report over 5,000 NEV insurance registrations, which that, like I said, in my personal opinion, will continue making the shares of NEO to continue, of course, rallying, because this is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been looking for coming out of NEO, and to get to see it finally happening, it not only excites us as the retail investors, but it also excites, of course, the institutional investors. And once they see NEO continue gaining the momentum when it comes to the deliveries, they are going to continue, of course, increasing their price targets, because they know more revenues are going to be generated from NEO, which of course will result in NEO getting closer and closer to reaching profitability. So otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And before you buy NEO for the very first time, as I always say, please do your own due diligence so that at least you can be comfortable as you are investing onto this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.